Hey you, don't tell me there's no hope at all. Together we stand. Divided, we fall. Happy Friday and Happy New Year. Welcome to my channel. I'm Daniel Norton, photographer here in New York. This is going to be kind of a short video. I'm just making it here at my home, taking a break in between the holiday, the Christmas holiday and New Year holiday as it would be. And I was watching some YouTube, as one does, and one of my favorite channels is the Professor of Rock. I'll put a link in the show notes. It's great. He does these interviews and talks about songs and all those other things. And he was talking about the song Hey You from Pink Floyd and kind of the background on it and all this other type of stuff. Now, I was a little bit young when Pink Floyd, The Wall came out to really fully grasp all that's there. You know, I like it. I've played it with The Wizard of Oz, you know, all that. But as he kind of broke down this song, it really was interesting to me about how it's about community or cutting oneself off from community and the world, and then suddenly realizing that was a mistake. And I think that this is something that we can run into a lot these days with, and obviously this was written years and years ago, with the separation, right? We can do so much on our own, separated from society. We think we're connected because of the internet, but really there's walls all around us. And human connection and being part of a community is so important. Sometimes we are just simply what they call lurkers. There's many people out there, myself included, that join communities, watch videos, but never really truly interact or feel part of it. And what I'm hoping for here, and I feel like we are achieving, is a community where people really feel a part of it. The last 6 months or so, I cut back on replying directly to comments on the YouTube videos as I started my Discord server for two reasons. One of them was to see if the community would answer the questions and support, because this is something that's very powerful. This is a goal of mine. My goal is not to stand here and preach to everybody, but rather to foster a community that helps each other. And sure enough, you've been doing it. You're amazing. I really appreciate all the people that answer other people's questions, who join the Discord and comment. And I'm going to start using the YouTube community a bit more and a little different in coming into the next year. So I want to talk a little bit in this video about what I'm planning for the year, how the community is going to keep growing, and we'll go from there. We'll keep it short. I want to shout out to all the Patreons, though. Now, I said I would do a shout out video, so stand by. Here we go. I'm going to mispronounce a few names. These are in no particular order. Sebastian, Terry, Alan, Firestalker 1000, 1,000 Firestalkers there. Michael, Wenger, Graham, Clyde, K2Me, interesting, Christian, Brent, Lee Taylor, Johannes, Long, and Orlando. Thank you so much for supporting me on Patreon. If anybody else is interested in doing that, there's links in the show notes. You guys are amazing. Everybody who's joined the Discord, there's like almost 400 people over there now, communicating, sharing images, giving each other advice. Amazing. Thank you so much. So how are we going to continue to grow this? Well, I've been kind of sampling things, if you've noticed, in the last 6 months or so to see what people might be interested in. And it seems like you are liking the short tutorial videos that I've been doing on Fridays. I've created a bunch of them. You probably saw with Marissa and Cadence. They're really short. If you haven't seen all of them, you can probably watch them all in an hour. They're 5-6 minutes. They're very specifically one thing. While I get a lot of comments that people love my long form videos because they want to see all the little intricacies in between, sometimes you're just looking for advice to do that one thing. So I'll put some polls out in the community, but if you on this video want to comment about a technique you're kind of confused about, or you want to know more about, or a device or a tool like a beauty dish, or I've already done beauty dishes, but something like that you'd like to see, like how to use it properly. You see, I'm air quoting because there's no way to really use anything properly, but there kind of is, right? Let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. Right now, I've been working on what I'm calling my minimalist series because every 10 years or so, I kind of reset, it seems. You know, and of course, I didn't realize this until I looked back over the last 3 times I've done this. And I get rid of stuff. I bring new stuff in. I change around how I'm working based on the work I'm doing. And I think this is good, this evaluation. And it doesn't need to be 10 years. It could be 5 years, 2 years, whatever. is important. I look in my closet of equipment and I feel very blessed that I've got tons of great gear, but I also feel a little bit like I don't use half this stuff and I don't need half this stuff, more than half, as it turns out. So in the next few weeks, you're going to see what I'm calling my minimalist series as I break down the gear that I'm going to keep into 2023. And I'm going to be continuing doing the live streams on Adorama. So you should see that I'll be kind of minimal. You've probably already seen that I use most of the same gear all the time. So we're going to see when I get rid of some of these things that I occasionally grab, how that might affect me. So I'm going to I've already created 4 videos, the basic lighting, basic accessories for the lighting, cameras, and grip. I'm going to go into more of a hot light version as well, because in my case, I'm keeping 2 sets of lights, one for basically filmmaking, although I use those for stills as well, as you probably know. Also, my question about whether you want to see filmmaking videos seem to do well. So I'm going to start a small series on that. We're going to keep it simple. It's going to be 4 photographers, and I'm going to try to show how you can combine the two. Not so much let's become a filmmaker, but let's add filmmaking to our creative process. Some other things that I added this year that people seem to like is the podcast, which was at first just a podcast. I guess it's still just a podcast, but now it's also here on YouTube, and I've been getting a lot more, different people interacting with it now, of course, by putting it on YouTube. So that's great. If you are listening to it on YouTube, but you'd prefer to listen to it as a podcast, it does exist on Spotify, Apple, any of the podcatchers, really. You can get access to it from anywhere. So that's really cool. I'm also working on a few more mentoring Marissa's. She's doing so well. I don't know if she needs me anymore, but we're creating more videos for that series. So you're going to see some of that coming up. And really, I just want to know what you guys want to see. I want to create and foster and grow this tight community. I want to bring everybody in so that we can expand out and bring more and more people in and open up the world to kind of not just, I want to buy some gear, I get this company sucks, this company's great. No, let's create. Let's be creators. Let's create a community. Let's grow and foster each other. That's what I'm looking to do here. And on that note, and because I said I was going to keep it short, if you would like to interact more with the community, check the show notes below. You will see a link to my Discord server. If you have never been on Discord before, make an account, wait a couple of days, and then join the server. If you have a brand new account, it won't let you join. It's a bot that prevents spammers. And anybody who's on the Discord can tell you there's not a bunch of people spamming and X-rated images and swears and stuff like that because I have these bots. It's a little bit of a pain, but it does keep the Discord nice, as it would be. So check that out. You also find links to like the podcast and stuff if you didn't know it was an actual podcast. Oh, I also want to mention, because every once in a while I'll get a person that would recognize me, I also do gaming videos and a gaming podcast. So I'll put those links down there too if people are interested in that stuff. Why not? And finally, there's a link to my Patreon if you want to support the channel. I really do appreciate that. And I'm looking forward to an amazing 2023. Again, let me know in the comments below what you want to see on this channel, what you don't want to see maybe. Keep it civil, and we'll go from there. And kind of to bring this thing back full circle, I'm just going to take a couple of quotes from Hey You. Don't help them bury the light. Don't give up without a fight.